really glad I'm going to be editing a lot of this out because I don't want to be perceived as a gross a piece of fajita was hot. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here discussing my August workout split, and if you guys want to see how the month of July went and what's to be expected for August, then keep on watching. In all fairness, July was a very complicated month because I was just coming back off of our trip to Germany and the Netherlands, and I was really focused on wanting to hit the ground running, which is what I did. I've been doing sweat sessions, I've been doing so many things, and I was feeling really confident, and I just bought a ton of new workout clothes, so like, you know, look good, feel good type of approach, and I really did. I felt great. I was burnt out as all hell. let's not ignore that fact, but I was feeling good. The weight was dropping off, you know, excessively, where the whole month of June, I didn't lose a single pound, but in July, the first week alone, I had lost 3 pounds. I knew that it was being worthwhile to suffer and endure because I was seeing the results. So about 3 weeks in of every single day monitoring what I was eating, I was meal prepping more, I kind of had a realization while I was at the gym. So that Monday of the 3rd week, I went to the gym, and a little bit of a backstory is that Sundays have been really dedicated to prepping and budgeting for the week. So that's when I do my meal preps. That's when I budget like what I'm going to do in terms of the blog and the website that I run, you know, kind of just planning out because I'm so type A. The Sunday leading up to the week, I didn't get a chance to meal prep at all because it was my best friend's baby shower. And that's not an excuse. It was poor budgeting on my part to not plan ahead. So that Monday I get to the gym and I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio, and it's taking everything out of me just to even finish that. I had no desire, no motivation, no urgency to even complete the workout. And I said to myself at that point, pump the brakes, you need to regroup. 3rd week, I basically took the rest of that week off and said to myself, you know what? Relax, veg out, do what you need to do, because I wasn't mentally in it anymore. During this entire weight loss journey that I've been on for about a year and a half consistently now, I never had that moment where I blanked, where I wasn't motivated, where I just, like I said, pump the brakes. Like I always try to muster through it, and every time I do that, I always end up resenting myself because either my head's not in it, therefore I'm going to be more prone to injury. It just something wasn't clicking, and I said, take the week off, regroup, refocus. And granted, week 4 is this week, and I've started okay. I think a little bit of a backstory that I should add into part of the reason why my body and my mind weren't synced up together is something a little personal that I don't normally share with people. I have been on birth control pills since I was 16 years old. Mainly I've been on birth control for the sense of regularity because I had been 16 and I didn't have a period since I was 13. About 2 years ago, I went off the pill due to a lapse of insurances, and that's not the story here, but the story is by the time that I went off the pill and I got back into my regular doctor's office, it was about 3 months or so. So in those 3 months was hands down the worst depression, serious bouts of depression, to the point where I was having panic attacks nightly, like crippling, can't breathe, like just getting myself so worked up for no reason whatsoever. In my brain, there's no reason. I didn't want to go and do anything. I felt myself just getting so overwhelmed, and the sense of dread that I couldn't express because nothing else in my life at that point had changed, besides the fact that I was off birth control. Long story short, I get back on the pill, everything is regulated, everything's fine, but now I'm off the pill again, and again, this was poor judgment on my part because I didn't get a chance to make an appointment with a doctor before my prescription ended. So now we're currently facing a dilemma. So my prescription has ran out, and it's not going to be until September that I get into with a new doctor. And truthfully, it's this sense of like dread that I know it could happen again. What happened 2 years ago very well could possibly happen again. I think a lot of it is a placebo effect because I don't know if that is what happened, because the dosage that I was on, then went off, and then went back on to was completely different than what I'm taking when we put me back on it. So it's definitely a little nerve-wracking because I think that's what's happening, is that my mind is not syncing up, because there is that hormonal imbalance, and part of me is just crazy and I think that, you know, that's what it is, but it very well could be, because it is the only thing that has changed in any of my routine when it comes to my health and wellness, is that I am not taking this birth control rather than anything else that has changed. So I think in part of it, it's just a matter of learning how to manage and cope with this, because being off the pill, this is not supposed to be a video about birth control, but it's quickly turning into it. But being off the pill is hands down the worst for me, because on the pill, I have no cramps, no bloating, no aches or pains, no acne, no nothing. And off the pill, I have the worst cramps. I am so irritable. I'm so mean. It's a struggle, truthfully. Part of that regrouping and refocusing had a lot to do with that. And in other aspects of my life too, I took time away from working on the blog religiously. In fact, I actually rebranded a little bit. And I think regrouping and refocusing is definitely something I needed to do. It's certainly beneficial. It's not a hindering type of thing right now, but that's besides the point. So also in continuation with kind of regrouping and refocusing, I started to do a little bit more meal prepping. And again, going off of that whole budgeting thing I talked about earlier, and making Sundays a day for meal prep, a day for budget, a day for planning the week out ahead so I'm not running helter-skelter. Me being at my own devices of just not prepping, I ordered sushi 2 times in a span of 3 days. I ate half of a Domino's medium-sized pizza by myself in like a sitting and a half. I really didn't care about my diet, and I also didn't feel bad either. I think because I'd been not so strict on myself, but like I realized, hey, you're gonna have mess ups, you're gonna have relapses, and that's fine. As I've said from the very beginning of these workout splits, this is not a matter of losing 30 pounds in 30 days. I know that that's impossible. I know that it's super unhealthy, and you're gonna go through balances in life where sometimes you're gonna be really good on your fitness stuff and then you're really gonna be bad on your fitness stuff. And that was the whole point that I realized in July, was that, hey, you know, you can go so gung-ho, burn yourself out, feel super crispy, and then like relapse and eat junk food 6 days a week, and then realize that like, oh shit, now you got a lot more work to do. So when it came to meal prep, I tried to aim to make lunches that were between 300 and 500 calories. And I stayed really consistent on my daily log when it came to breakfast and lunch. Day in the life of my eating habits is in the morning I have a cup of coffee with 2 tablespoons of creamer, and then I will have a protein bar between the window of 9 and 10. Usually I drink the coffee first and enjoy the coffee for what it is, have a protein bar, and then if I'm hungry by 11 or so, then I will eat like a mid-morning snack like a yogurt or a piece of fruit. Then I eat lunch at noon, and usually that's like whatever I've meal prepped for the week. So for this week, we have some quinoa with some chicken thighs and some peppers and onions grilled up in like a fajita sauce. So there's that, and then usually I won't eat anything between lunch and when I go to the gym, and then when I come home from the gym is when I will eat like a sensible dinner. Dinners have always varied because it depends on if my grandmother was cooking or if it's something that I'm cooking or whatever it was. But after dinner, I try not to eat anything beyond 8 o'clock. Even sometimes cutting myself off as early as 7:30 so that way I wasn't tempted by the idea. And if I were to have anything after dinner, it was usually like either a bowl of ice cream or like some fruit or something. It wasn't ever anything crazy. Like, you know, I wasn't gonna have another main course, but in part with me cutting myself off, I definitely didn't feel myself like wanting to graze, and staying pretty true to that routine did pay off because I wasn't absentmindedly eating or anything. I know the week that I basically took away from the gym, I was eating nonstop, but I didn't feel bad because, again, I think it had a lot to do with the PMS symptoms and irritability, and like I thought that donuts would make me happy, and they did. One of my favorite YouTubers, Mikey or Glam and Gore, she recently put up her weight loss journey that she's been going through, and it really kind of resonated with me. Not that at any point do I ever feel like too muscular or too big in the terms of like how my muscles are. Like, you can definitely see some definition in my arms. She talked about how she wasn't bulking, but rather she was doing low weights with high repetition. And I think going forward, because August's split is going to be more of the same with July, being that I didn't stay thoroughly consistent, I want to give it another chance before I start looking at other avenues of weight loss and weight training programs or things of that nature. I certainly am not mad with the progress I have made, but I have noticed that my arms maybe are a little too muscular. Maybe if I do low weight, high reps, it will tone more than anything, and maybe it will burn more calories. It's an option at this point, and it's worth seeing if it's gonna make a difference, because at this point, I'm willing to try anything. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm so complacent, and not complacency is a bad thing, but I want to switch it up because I have been plateauing pretty much since the wedding and April split, and it's worth trying something new, basically. So with that said, August's split is going to be very much the exact same thing as July's. We're going to stick with that schedule because I did end up liking it. I like the rotation of throwing in cardio in with weights and doing different target areas different days. I did like that. I definitely noticed a major difference while incorporating cardio and using sweat sessions, because I would wear a hoodie while I was on the arc trainer, or I would wear like my slim belt while I was doing the elliptical. I definitely noticed that I was dropping weight and pounds faster, so I want to see if actually sticking through with a routine will help to like continue that. So the same split will be down below. I will link it down for you guys, and I will write it down too, so that way if you do want to follow the split too, you can. It's not going to be easy, and I have been kind of struggling because that motivation isn't there. And I think another expectation is the fact that I'm going through with this chemical imbalance in my brain. A part of me really doesn't want to go to the gym, but a part of me is also like, you've come this far to not only come this far. So it's kind of a little bit of a bittersweet thing. It's definitely a testy relationship, and hopefully once when I do get back into a regular doctor and get the kinks all worked out, hopefully it'll just springboard it even further. The goals for August are going to be basically the same thing as July's, so I definitely want to lose another 3 to 5 pounds. And you know, at any point, I've never said that if I didn't lose the weight, I would force it into the next month. I know that a journey is not meant to be a sprint, it's supposed to be a marathon, and therefore I'm not going to belittle or berate myself if I don't hit those goals. Another thing I want to start incorporating is, before I was only wearing the waist trainer on days I was doing core workouts. I want to change that, and I want to do it on days I'm doing cardio, because I think I will get more bang for my buck, or more sweat for my calories. So with that said, on the days I do cardio, I'm going to hate myself, but I'm going to wear my waist trainer, I'm going to wear a hoodie, I'm going to layer up, and I'm going to sweat the hell out, just so that way, like, maybe it will help springboard to a little bit further progress, and maybe we could kickstart something here. I also think for August, I said that I was going to make Saturdays active recovery days, and I really want to get more in touch with my yogi. I love doing yoga, and for me, it's like a half an hour of just vegging out and enjoying myself, and I really want to get back to doing that. So I think I'm going to start tampering a little bit more with maybe going to Saturday morning classes, or like exploring more avenues to kind of get more in touch with the inner yogi. I meditate almost every day, and I really want to start incorporating that too, because yoga is not only a great form of exercise, it also helps clear out the brain a little bit too. So I think that's definitely a good goal to have. So yeah, that was my workout split for August. So thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like my videos, and if you like my content, and if you like me, feel free to subscribe by hitting the button down below, getting notified when I post new workout splits. I will also be sure to list the final numbers and everything, and a little bit of a snapshot of the month in my blog post, which you guys can find over at the blog at Life with Sarah or at sarahlock.com, 2 H's, 2 K's. And also be sure to look at the new layout and tell me if you guys like it, or if you want me to go back to the old, because I wanted to change it up a little bit. Because again, refocus, regroup, that's what came out of it. So I will also be sure to link all my social media profiles down below too, so you can follow me wherever I might be. That said, I'm gonna go and finish eating my lunch that is now cold. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, love you always, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.